So, you've finally done it. You signed the lease, you picked up the keys, you are officially an adult. But you walk in and you realize something pretty terrifying. You own nothing. No couch, no bed frame, no dining table, just a bag of clothes and I guess a sense of what we call housebarrassment. Look at your phone. Everyone else's apartment looks like a showroom or a Pinterest board. You want that. You feel like you need that to be valid. Today, on the cost of everything, we're going to find out what that aesthetic actually costs. We're furnishing this one-bedroom apartment in 3 ways. The Scrappy way, the IKEA way, and the Afterpay way. And we'll see which one leaves you broke and which one leaves you broken. To keep this fair, we need the big 4 essentials to make this home livable. We have $0 in our bank account right now, and we're starting from scratch. Let's go. This is how our parents did it. I guess it's sort of the hustle. The strategy, Facebook Marketplace, Gumtree, and the chaos of Kmart. The couch. You find a grey fabric 3-seater for $150. Now, honestly, I'm a bit hesitant. With used couches, you don't really know how clean they are, or if there are any bed bugs, or who's been on them. But for this budget, you take the risk. It smells a bit like a wet dog, but it'll work. The bed. You find a metal frame on Gumtree for $50. Metal is good because you can clean it, but you never buy a used mattress. That's my rule, at least. You need a mattress. So you go to Kmart or Fantastic Furniture for a basic box mattress. $200. Dining and TV unit. You hunt. You find a scratched wooden table for free. Wood is great because you can clean that. And you grab a $50 Kmart TV unit. But here is the hidden cost of the Scrappy budget. The ute tax. You can't fit a couch in or on top of your Corolla. You need a friend with a ute. If you live in the inner city, you probably don't have one. You have to call your mate out in the suburbs. You have to bribe him with a slab of beer and a lunch. It adds up. It's not cheap. But it's a bit of a hassle, it gets you by. Now, let's say you have a bit of cash saved. You want everything to match. You want that clean vibe. You go to the big blue box. The couch. You get the standard model. It's brand new, which I prefer because, you know, it's clean. $800. The bed. A nice frame and a mid-range mattress, $650. Dining and TV. Simple white table, sleek TV bench, $400. It looks great, but here is the hidden cost. Delivery and possible divorce. Unless you own a van, you're paying for delivery. That's $100 straight up. Then you have to build it. It takes an entire weekend. It's stressful. On your own, you'll either throw a little tanty or have a breakdown on the floor. With a partner, this could lead to divorce. It's nearly 4 times the price, but it's new. It matches. It's a stable option. And finally, the glow up. This is the one that Instagram tells you you deserve. The strategy, buy now, pay later. You don't have $5,000 cash, but you see that little button? 4 payments of the couch, a cloud-like aesthetic sofa, $2,500. The bed, one of those fancy mattress in a box brands, $1,800. Dining and TV, solid oak, designer lamps, a statement piece rug, $2,000. In your head, you think it's only a few $100 a fortnight. You're sort of living in the moment because YOLO. It looks incredible. Your apartment is a vibe. You post a photo and everyone says, wow. But then the next fortnight rolls around. Let's look at the reality. The scrappy person spent $560. Their back hurts from lifting the couch, but their bank account is stable. They can still afford to go out for a cheap dinner with friends. The IKEA person, they spent $2,000. It hurt a bit. They dipped into savings, but it's done. They own it. The Afterpay person, you've committed to nearly $1,600 a month in repayments for the next 4 months. That's almost double your rent for the next 4 months. You're house poor. You have a beautiful couch, but you can't afford to buy food to eat on it. You can't really invite friends over because you can't even afford to feed them. You furnished a lifestyle you couldn't afford, just to fit in. And if you miss a payment, late fees. That money is literally going down the drain. Plus, if you apply for a mortgage later, the bank looks at these liabilities and it affects your borrowing power. So, what's the lesson? Social media has convinced us that we need a finished home the day we move in. But that's a lie. A home is meant to be built over years. There's no shame in a milk crate life. There's no shame in the mismatched chairs. The Scrappy Budget gives you something better than a designer lamp. Freedom. Start scrappy. Get the basics cheap. Upgrade slowly. Replace the wobbly table when you actually have the cash saved. Delete the apps. If Pinterest makes you feel poor, delete it. Just have a simple life. So, how did you furnish your first place? Did you go full scrappy and embrace the mismatched chaos? Or maybe you fell into the afterpay trap just to get that perfect look right away? I want to hear from you. This isn't just about living ugly. It's about finding a creative way to achieve our dreams. If you've got amazing marketplace finds, a DIY project that saved you hundreds, or a story of holding out for the right deal, drop it in the comments. Let's help each other out, because honestly, we're all in this together. I'm James from The Cost of Everything. I'll catch you in the next one.